We're here at US Cellular, Frost Days, where our customers get exclusive deals just for them.
It's like we got our own special club.
Should we show them?
Get $1,200 off any phone plus $500 off any tablet. Us Days at US Cellular.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Jarash Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Dear cable internet, I've met someone I can rely on, who moves my speed and is okay with how much I work. I'm sorry, but US Cellular Home Internet and I just have a stronger connection.
Get connected with US Cellular's home internet for just $39.99 when bundled with a wireless plan, plus a 3-year price lock guarantee. US Cellular, built for us.
Our phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected.
which is ironic, don't you think?
Ugh, I love this song so much.
Let's again with us mode. US Cellular, built for us.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Look, here's a phone company who wants us to use our phones less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Let's find us again with us mode. US Cellular, built for us.
It's a free ride. But I already paid.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow
So when an athlete walks into Nick Garage Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching, we have the best technology, we have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
We're here at US Cellular, Frost Days, where our customers get exclusive deals just for them.
It's like we got our own special club.
Should we show them?
Get $1,200 off any phone plus $500 off any tablet. Us Days at US Cellular.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital. Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
We're here at US Cellular, Frost Days, where our customers get exclusive deals just for them. It's like we got our own special club. Should we show them?
Get $1,200 off any phone plus $500 off any tablet. Us Days at US Cellular.
Everybody, and welcome to Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. Andy Pollock, Austin Oliver with you here tonight in this Central Iowa Metro League boys soccer matchup. In Austin tonight, we've got the final regular season game. The spring sports season goes by so fast. We have a chance to watch a couple teams that we've both seen already this year. The Jaguars of Centennial, host team tonight here at Northview Middle School as their new turf gets installed at Centennial High School, but then also the Southeast Polk Rams. And Southeast Polk's record right now is 5-7-4, and those 4 ties obviously can go either way. But if you're looking at 9-17 right now, you're thinking of this team a lot differently.
Yeah, it's kind of a tale of the last 5 games for both of these teams. Centennial's coming in 4-1 in the last 5 with a loss. They're only lost to Pleasant Valley, and Southeast Polk's coming in at 1-4. So trajectory-wise, the end of the season, not probably the way the Rams want to be going, but they're going to be game to play tonight. They got some real solid play. Their goalkeeper I saw earlier in the year is very athletic, very solid, Arafa, and then they're going to be led with Cole Skinner's coming in with 11 goals on the year. So he's going to be the focal point of their offense for sure tonight.
Centennial in their black home uniforms will get the ball first. They will be going to the right side of your screen. As we get things started here, it'll be Arnel Islamovich that will get things started for the Jaguars. The wind is a huge factor tonight. In fact, it is more than a huge factor. We've had gusts up to 40 miles an hour here today. It's down a little bit from where things were earlier in the day. The rain has blown through. But we're ready to go here tonight, and we are started, and the Jags take possession first. The Jaguars all season long have been about possessing the ball. They've had some really long, extended possessions over the course of the year, and they want to control it and limit the touches that the other team can have. And you see right now pretty deliberate about some of the things that they do here early on for Southeast Polk. That is Sawyer Smithart, with the ball down there as it comes out of bounds, and that.
Yeah, we can see the wind blowing down the warm-ups for the Southeast Polk Rams there, blowing it all over, and then it blows all our programs all over here as well.
Windows open, and they blows everything away. A little battle for the ball there. Skinner had it initially, and you mentioned the Jags are going to be all over Skinner wherever he touches the ball tonight. And Jags as well have been really good this season on the defensive end, and it's really been an outstanding freshman campaign for freshman goalkeeper Will Kruger. He's taken some chances this year. He's fearless back there. You'll see him fly out of that goal a lot tonight as the Jags making a run on the far side right now. I think is that Mugabe over there with the start tonight?
Yep, looks like it.
Jags also with Mason Goebel, Mace Nithang, Brock Brazo, Kai Bayunda, Arnel Islamovich, Caleb Murray, Tyson Werdehoff, Maddox Rash, Tate Duax, and Elijah Don getting the start tonight. Jags with a chance right now. They tried to sneak one through to Don, and things got jumbled up there.
Yeah, 50-50 ball there. I'm surprised he called it either way. Probably should have just let him play on because it really didn't look like anybody had committed a foul there. But center ref blew the whistle and sent it the way of the Rams. Yeah, the wind's kind of blowing, cross field here, kind of
Yeah,
going
it's
from west to east.
Front at our back, really, yes,
Yeah.
blowing to the other side of the field. So you'll see that ball carry a bunch. We saw in the JV games early on some balls that looked like they were going to be easy to get to, and all of a sudden that wind would just take it out of here. So in fact, it looks almost swirling at different ends of the stadium. If any advantage, I'd say to Southeast Polk in this first half, based on a little bit more of a southerly south-southwest type wind here, is again, not a huge advantage for either team. It's going to be a big disadvantage, I'd say, for both teams right now, especially as they want to possess the ball.
Yeah.
Jags get it back here as they will take this kick.
Yeah, it seems like more of like the first game of the year rather than the last game of the year. Typically, this is kind of the weather that we're used to for that first game of the year, whether it's about done anything today but snow here. But temperature's not too bad here at game time, but that wind could die down. It'd be much more pleasant out here. But
we've been absolutely spoiled the last couple of weeks here in Central Iowa with just beautiful Chamber of Commerce type weather. The soccer games have been great. The track meets have had school records broken. It's been just outstanding weather for sports, and we're going to pay for it now, I think, in the next week as you look at the forecast. In fact, Monday could be downright miserable as we'll be down in Ankeny on the south side of town as they take on Marshalltown in a makeup of a game earlier this season that got rained out, and we may not have much luck getting that game played on Monday night either. Jags with a throw in on the far side.
the key in the offense for the Jaguars will be Duax there. He's been a leading goal scorer for the year for them, coming in at 10 goals to almost match Skinner on the other side. So I think both of those offensive weapons will be really what that defense is going to be worrying about on both sides of the ball. They're pretty much playing exactly the same position on each side. That attacking midfielder, as Duax sends that one in and gets all the way to the goalkeeper, and Rafa there with a nice save.
Yeah, Rafa, you mentioned he's gonna have a big night because the Jags are gonna work to get a lot of shots open for Duax between Duax and Drew Kruger. There's gonna be a lot of opportunities here for the Jags to try to put some goals on the board. As that ball carries out of bounds, like we mentioned, that is gonna be an adventure anytime that ball is up in the air tonight.
Yeah, the goalkeeper's going to want to keep that ball low, still hit it hard, but keep it low to the ground so it doesn't get caught up in that wind and get messed around. Here comes the goalkeeper out, Kruger with his first touch of the night.
They're going to want to limit his touches as much as possible throughout the evening as Jags here with Rash going to set things up here on the back end. The spacing so far tonight for the Jaguars not quite what it's been throughout the course of the year. They've really spread the field and opened up some opportunities for a guy like Duax, a guy like Kruger, creating some runouts there. But tonight in this wind, it really makes it tough to do that.
Yeah. There's a ball right there that on probably any other day would go right to that outside defender, but with that wind, blew right in and created a 50-50 ball that ended up going out of bounds. But the short passes, low to the ground, are going to be the key to keeping a hold of that ball tonight.
As they send a long one across the field, way across the field over to Goebel. He'll set things up, try to sneak one through. Little touch there from Islamovic. As hitting the deck hard was Duax as he cut through the middle. Now Southeast Polk going to set things up here on the back end with Gobin. And back to Arafa. Long touch over the top, and that's going to be a throw-in for the Jaguars. Wind, every time it shifts on us, we feel our papers as we've got the windows open in the press box. Every time that wind shifts, we have to go back and figure out where all our stuff is. Down in the corner, Southeast Polk, they have an opportunity now in some transition as they send one ahead, way over on the side, but Jags going to run this one down and try to clear it, and that's going to be an adventure. How about that angle as Kruger saves the corner kick, headsy move by the freshman.
Yeah, he had to hustle as they sent it down there. I think he was thinking that he was going to send it down to the goalkeeper, but just ended up going completely haywire and almost gave up a corner kick on an easy play.
Jags now about 7.5 minutes into this one as that ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Southeast Polk. Darren Litweiler will take that. As it gets rocketed back off the head of a Jaguar. Now Duax in the middle. Sends it back around. Just really tough to connect on some of these passes as he sends it over here to Rash. Rash on the near side, but Jaguars trying to create some space for Duax in the middle. Back over to Rash. Here's an opportunity, and just a little bit too far in front of Rash. Right in front of the Southeast Polk bench.
There's going to be some opportunities because Duax is drawing so much attention. He immediately touches that ball, and two defenders are almost immediately upon him. So it's going to leave somebody else open. So it's just going to be a matter of Duax feeling that out and trying to find who's open in those situations and get that ball over to them so they can attack a little bit easier.
50-50 ball that Murray ends up coming in, and Murray is going to get to a lot of those. He's one of the bigger players on the field. The senior playing in his second to last home game as the Jags will have one game at home in the postseason. They will play Marshalltown as well here. They were 11 days or 10 days from tonight. Be a long layoff for the Jaguars. As they throw it in, opportunity right back to the middle. Ooh, opportunity there for Southeast Polk. Another one coming through, and big save!
Holy cow!
By Kruger. I think it went off a Jaguar there, a little carom off a Jaguar, and Kruger came in and made the heads-up play.
I don't know how he saw that coming, but got a leg on it, just enough of a leg to be able to stop it. But great early save by Kruger.
A little too physical on the far sideline, so the Jags will take an opportunity to take a kick from midfield or just shy of midfield. Man, Kruger, that's going to be one of the better saves you're going to see throughout the course of the season in high school soccer.
Really, Southeast Polk kind of generated two opportunities there. They used that throw-in to their advantage and almost had a shot on goal right off of the throw-in, and then Skinner popped that up into the front of the goal, bounced around a little bit, but nice little opportunity for the Rams. They're going to take some confidence in a play like that to start moving that offense a little bit better moving forward.
Our wind had just picked up quite a bit again. I think we got some rain blowing from behind us, but as you see the umbrellas come out in the crowd. Battle for the ball down in the corner for the Jaguars. That's Islamovich. He's drawn a lot of attention. Somehow weaves his way through and pushes it off a
corner.
Ram.
Got a corner.
And the Jags will get their first corner kick of the night, brought to you by the Iowa Rush Soccer Club, iowarush.com.
And that'll be Duax taking the set piece here. He puts the ball into play. Nice little chalk up there. It's headed out by one of the Southeast Polk Ram players, defenders. It'll be another corner kick number 2.
Jags with another opportunity here. Duax into a driving rain right now. He is going to try to push this one through the rain. Gets it up in the air, hangs for a while, headed out of there. Southeast Polk buys themselves a little bit more time.
Settled down by the Jaguars and then given up there.
That wind is driving down right now from the backside, pushing everything at the Southeast Polk fans on the other side of the field. Kruger waits to have some defense converge on him and then can't connect with Murray. Now Southeast Polk. Rams with Charlie Fisher on the attack. Tried to send it across to, I believe that's Gabe Gobin. That's got the start tonight. Battle there for Don. He can't get it. And now comes back through it, tries to connect with Murray in the middle, and that ball just looked like one of Tiger Woods' chip shot right there as it just stopped with some backspin.
It has all of a sudden gotten miserable out there on the field right now for these players.
We don't have too much more rain to come through. In fact, I thought we were done. That might have been the last little burst as the wind had picked up again. And that weather, just a huge factor tonight. And you'll notice, again, these teams just can't get that spacing that they'd like to get and create some space on the offensive end to score some goals.
Southeast Polk's doing a formation change here. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing. They pulled 24, who's been on the near side here, all the way over to the other side.
It's Gibson.
Yeah, from instructions from his coach there. We'll see how that little plays out. Because it looks like right now they're playing a back three rather than a traditional back four that most teams are incorporating.
Trying to send one through. The Jaguars control it in the middle. Look out. Southeast Polk still an opportunity there. The Jags can't get it out of there. Shot taken. And another big save by Kruger. There's a big shot taken there from Litweiler. Kruger with those strong hands together knocks out the shot. Southeast Polk with another opportunity for a throw in here. And I said they've got, if there's any advantage right now of the wind, they've got it. And the Jags decide, let's just kick the ball out of there. We're not going to control it in there anymore. As on the attack. Here's
nice
an opportunity.
there.
Here's Don coming through. Sends one ahead. Don on the run. Little race coming for it. Sneaks it by.
Out of position. It's going to be a goal.
Don puts it in. It's a goal for the Jaguars. Elijah Don on senior night puts one in to give him a 1-0 lead. E.J. Don with the backflip in the midfield. Wow, once he cleared a Rafa, there was no stopping E.J. Don.
Ball was sent long there, kind of that no man's land. The goalkeeper was trying to figure out if he needed to come up and play the ball, but Don got to it before he could get to it, and then got that goalie in a really bad position, was able to just maneuver right around him and put that goal, probably one of the easier goals he's had on the season, I'm sure.
Well, and Rafa took a chance. He had to come out to try to cut off that angle. He definitely took a chance, and at that time it did not pay off. And we've seen Rafa have some great saves this year, but he had to come out of the goal as Don got behind the defense. Now Murray tried to sneak through, but it's taken back right away by Litweiler.
Ooh, Skinner almost there for a nicely weighted pass there. If it would have been just a half a foot to the right, he would have been in on goal, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and a shot. Oh, off the standard.
Kruger's been peppered so far tonight.
Skinner took a quick shot on there and powerful. Kruger was caught flat-footed and luckily just went right off of the far side pole. In hockey, we would have heard a big chink.
I think we might have heard a little bit of one already just off that.
Yeah, powerful shot.
And they've had some good ones so far tonight. Duax at midfield tries to weave through, but he had 4 men to try to get it through, and he had no one to pass it to either, as he was just converged on. And it's not like other sports in soccer. I mean, you've got to kick that ball off the ground, so it's not like you can throw it over the top of people when they're that close to you, when they've converged on you so much. And Southeast Polk really taking away all the angles away from Duax. And now from 43 yards out, Southeast Polk will get a free kick. Opportunity for a set piece here with 15 minutes gone in this one. Jags in the 14th minute, E.J. Don, the goal. That one sneaks through. Ooh, the bicycle kick. And Kruger again has to get his hands up on it. That is such a tough angle for a goalkeeper. That ball is coming almost straight down at him, and if you're off by just inches, that ball is ending up, and that's going to tie this thing up.
Well, especially with the wind right here, he's got a lot to worry about in this situation. So he did the right thing by just punching that ball over the top of the crossbar, and got a substitution here coming in. Looks like it's going to be the guy taking the corner kick.
Yep, that's going to be Jackson Payton with a Hearts of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution coming in tonight.
He's coming in for Charlie Hines.
And this will be an Iowa Rush corner kick. IowaRush.com, thanks to them for their support of not just soccer, but all the sports at Ankeny and Centennial throughout the school year. Kirk and crew over there at Iowa Rush do such a good job. This is Peyton, the lefty, coming in. Kicking into the wind, puts that one, curls it in, and he was thinking goal Olympico right there. An opportunity again sent over the top that time by Litweiler.
Yeah, Litweiler did a nice job of getting control of that ball just enough to take that one-timer, but just got a little bit head too far back over his foot there and sent it over the top of the crossbar.
Kruger letting that defense shift all over the place right now as he tries to get one ahead, and he does to Bayunda. Jags going to try to sneak one through again. Murray really plays kind of almost a free safety spot in the middle of that field. He is flying all over the place, and you see him around every 50-50 ball as the Jags try to control that one back and forth between Duax and Islamovich. Duax has it now. Now here's some space on the right side for Rash. Rash looks over the defense. Back to the middle. You see Duax being marked everywhere he goes around the field. Rash creates some space, trying to sneak it into Tate. Can't do it. Jag's going to reset on the back end.
Yeah, Logan Gibson's following Duax around like he's his shadow right now, so he's going to obviously be the main mark on Duax as they try to get it into him once again.
Yeah, Gibson was right there. Nice steal back there by Bayunda. Now Duax has it. Tried the little touch pass to Don, and Southeast Polk kills the threat. Boy, early on, though, Will Kruger has had to be really, really good, and from a Jags perspective, you hope that he can hold up throughout the night because the Rams have certainly put pressure on him. Opportunity again here for the Rams as they cut through, and Bayunda right there to send that thing over to the visitors' bleachers. Another substitution coming into the game for Southeast Polk. Colby Sibley and Jacob Luna. A couple Hearts of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitutions. As Southeast Polk will take the throw in from the far end of the field. Lob it over the top. They had a chance. They had a guy behind the defense. It was
Skinner.
Yeah, he had snuck behind the defense, but Murray jumped in the way.
It's the second time he's done that on a throw-in and almost gotten an opportunity.
Kruger. Again, Southeast Polk has possessed the ball. They've threatened a bunch through the first 19 minutes of this one. That wind is howling outside.
I think Kruger's just kind of looking over the field trying to figure out, like, what to do. Do I take this long? Do I keep it low? Do I take it short? Do I throw it in? A lot of decision making going into what he's trying to do on the backside there.
Jags not able to connect on some of these long passes with these 30-mile-an-hour gusts going on right now as try to sneak that one ahead. It's knocked out by Litweiler. And the Jags will take the throw-in. Halfway through a very entertaining first half. Andy Pollack, Austin Oliver here with you on Centennial Digital. Driven by Freedom Tire in a battle for the ball. It looked like Duax landed right on top of it. He's down right now, waiting for Duax to get back up. Things sneak away. Duax still on the ground, holding his hip right now, and things get cleared as Duax limping around, and him and his dad, Coach Brian Duax, don't make eye contact, as I don't think Tate's going to come out of the game for anything as he works his way through, and the Jags now in action. Rash.
Nice passes some open space here.
Rash looks ahead, sends it on a run, trying to get it through to Don, and it's knocked out of there once again by Gobin. Duax showing no ill effects, weaves through the defense, sends one from a long ways away, and it's picked up by Arafa.
Yeah, I think for an offensive player, the remedy to any energy is getting the ball.
It's crazy when that ball gets close to you, how much better everything feels all of a sudden. And Duax is a tough player. He's not going to let too much keep him down out there. The leading goal scorer for the Jags, of course, his brother, Ty, last couple years, now playing for Western Illinois. Tate as well has committed to, and I can't remember the Ivy League school on the East Coast. I had it. Can't remember exactly the school that he's committed to, but he's already committed to being a Division I soccer player. Rash with the ball. Sends one back to the middle.
Northeastern University?
Northeastern, that's correct. Ivy League school, correct?
Colonial Athletic Association.
Colonial, okay, gotcha. I knew it was a good academic school.
Yep.
Rash going to try things out here on the right side again, getting some instructions from head coach Brian Duax. Tried to connect with Murray and sent it behind him, and that ball, no one's going to go after that one. They're going to let the ball boys take care of that, because once that ball catches the wind, it's not going to stop anytime soon. A couple substitutions, actually 3 of them, waiting to come in for the Rams.
Yeah, Northeastern downtown Boston. So he'll be heading to Boston.
5-minute walk from Fenway Park is what Coach Duax told me here recently. So it'll be a fun time for Tate when he's out there. He's still got another year yet, though, here in the Jaguar uniform. as Southeast Polk will send in some more substitutions. Tyler Haig, Sam Wilson, and Carson Holmes check into the game for more Hearts of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitutions. Jaguars with a very senior-heavy lineup tonight and have done an outstanding job so far, taking this 1-0 lead early on. A lot of seniors, and then you've got Duax and Goebel out there as well, and the freshman Will Kruger. So Maddox Rash, sophomore, playing, but Mugabe, senior, getting the start tonight. Bayunda, senior. Islamovich, Murray, Werdehoff, Don, all seniors playing tonight for the Jaguars. Fun way for them to go out on the turf here if they can hold on. I know they're thinking some more goals, but what a great memory for E.J. Don. That's the second time I've seen him score a goal this year at home, and he's had his trademarked handspring flip. I don't know my gymnastics terms very well.
I think it's a backflip, yeah. I think it's a backflip.
Legit backflip. Murray comes busting through, heads one, tries to get it through to Islamovich.
Oh, nice little two-footed stop there on the ball.
When Bayunda gets the ball, good things happen a lot. He is a spark plug out there for the Jaguars. He's got it right now.
Duex got some space here.
Sends it all the way across the field, and it's sniffed out of there.
Jacob
Coming through
Luna,
for Southeast Polk. Yeah, that's Luna. And again, Southeast Polk trying to work things ahead that time to Peyton. And it gets too far away. Long throw with the wind, into the wind for Kruger, and it basically comes about right back to him. Jags trying to buy some angles to go on the attack on offense. The tournament, the postseason tournament actually starts next week. There's just a handful of teams that will be playing in the first round, and the Jags have that first round bye. They will go on and play Marshalltown, host Marshalltown, the following week on Tuesday.
Now, does everybody play?
Everybody gets into the
everybody
tournament.
Gets into the tournament? Okay,
I
couldn't remember with soccer. I wasn't positive. I thought so, but I wasn't positive.
Up the sideline it goes. Luna
taking
away. Rash
nice
just
job, Rash.
picks his pocket. Jaguars in with Werdehoff. Oh, boy, that's going to be a
corner kick.
Oh, yep, that is a corner kick. My depth perception, man. Kruger got a bunch of backspin on that ball. It hit, and it rolled back right at him, and Southeast Polk will get the Iowa Rush corner kick.
That'll be second for them for the game. Yeah, the flags at the corners aren't even standing up. They're all laying down because of the wind.
And these are the flags. They're not staked into the ground like you'll see on a grass field. This is an artificial turf field, so this kick going to be taken by Peyton, the lefty. Peyton sends one right at the goal, and it goes through the hands of Kruger. And a chance again, and Kruger again knocks it through. Another opportunity. It goes off the crossbar, and Kruger comes through once again, living dangerously.
That was about as close to a goal as there could have been, and probably would have been a goal under review in a situation with instant replay, because that bounced straight up and down off of that crossbar, but I think it stayed out. In soccer, the whole ball has to go over the line of the goal line to count as a goal. And I don't know if it even got to that stage or not, but Kruger once again saving the back line of the Jaguars for sure.
Kruger got his mitts up there, just stiff-armed, and just made sure that ball, he wasn't trying to catch it, he was just trying to get it out of the way, because you got to play that one to just absolutely knock it down, and that's what he did.
Even the last play where he got the ball and corralled it there, he jumped over one of his own players to go ahead and get a hold of it and end the threat, but it was a pretty impressive play nonetheless.
Duax, works down towards the end line, sweeps his way back in, keeps it right on the line, and tries to go through. Duax back up in the air, and it's plucked out of the air by Arafa.
Duax, some smooth movements right along the baseline there, trying to get in there, tried to chip it up over that last defender, but it ended up right into the hands of Arafa.
The field got so condensed once he got down to that end, and how he was able to even get through on the baseline, I don't know. Southeast Polk, though, threatening once again. This is, I believe, Smithart on the far side. And now a couple more substitutions coming in. Brian Trujillo, Preston Davis, and Mason Lynn. So Southeast Polk has gone very deep into their bench as well tonight. Man, we saw Johnston here earlier this week on Tuesday night. They had 26 guys on their bench, and I think 20 of them ended up playing as well as the 11 starters. So they went very deep that night. And I was told they had a couple guys that weren't here as well. So it was huge bench for Johnston, reminiscent of their baseball team.
Yeah, who's number one in 3A right now? Is it Johnston still?
No, it's not Johnston. They were number 4.
Okay. I'll have to check those rankings here.
Yeah, we'll have them for you here in a second because I'm waiting. There should be more rankings coming out here very soon. At the end of the season. Now with the pairings already out, they're not as big of a deal anymore. Although it will affect postseason seeding in the state tournament. So yeah, the last rankings came out 11 days ago. Valley was ranked number 1 at that time. Valley followed by Roosevelt, Dowling in 3rd, Johnson in 4th, City High 5th, Ames 6th, Ankeny 7th, Prairie 8, Lincoln 9, and Centennial 10. And I forgot, there is 4 classes now in soccer, not 3.
Okay.
So that is Class 4A. As Kruger Turtles another one of those balls. Rash with a lot of opportunities here playing the wind side of the field tonight. Ball keeps finding its way over to him.
Is the girls still 3? 3 classes?
Yes, girls is still 3.
And the boys are 4? Okay, got it. And the tournament this year will be at Drake?
Well, so
correct,
for boys, yes, it's going to be at MediaCom Stadium at Drake. However, the first rounds are going to be, it's only the semifinals and finals are going to be at MediaCom Stadium. The first couple rounds are going to be hosted at home sites.
Got it.
Or the first round, I should say, quarterfinals. Girls will all be up in Ames at the Cyclone Athletic Complex.
And how many fields are they running up there? Are they going to be running just two fields? Okay.
Because they don't have to worry about that. You know, the boys and girls tournaments ran concurrently before, and that'll not be the same deal this year.
Yeah, same location, same week in the past years. Yep.
Down at County Park on the south side of Des Moines.
So it'll be something new for both the girls and the boys this year for sure. So it'll be a much more unique tournament this year.
Jags taking the throw in here with that kicking into that wind, keeping it low as they try to drive one through to Islamovich, and that's going to be a corner kick for the Jaguars.
That'll be the third corner kick for the Jags tonight. 2 in a row early in the match, and this will be the third. Got quite a production crew tonight with us, Andy.
Got the full boat. Hopefully everybody's appreciating the new equipment we've got and the camera angles, and Jaguars threatening right here as that one's rocketed out. But yeah, we're streaming in HD tonight and looking forward to bringing more and more quality. Thank you so much to our great sponsors that have allowed this to happen, and very excited about what the production is looking like. And we just keep adding more and more people to our production. We keep adding more and more equipment to our productions, and eventually, it'll actually look like an actual soccer game that you're seeing on the field. So, as a battle for the ball as that goes out of bounds, Southeast Polk will take the throw in. We're down into the last 10 minutes of this first half, and Austin, I got to tell you, you've done the same. You've called a lot of games on your own this year. It sure is a lot more fun calling a game with 2 people up there.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Takes a little bit of the pressure off. I know he can't do that.
So yeah, out of his hands.
Ball slipped out of his hands on the throw-in, and he cannot be the first one to touch that. I don't think I've ever seen that happen, but he can't be the first one to touch it out of bounds. Apparently, like I said, I don't think I've ever seen that happen. But
so an opportunity though for a set piece here for the Jaguars as Duax lines this one up from 33 yards out, bends it the opposite direction away from the goal. Run down by Rash, and Jaguars and Rash and Duax going to alternate spots. Quick touch out over here from Bayunda. Jaguars were trying a little touch and go up the sideline, but having a tough time connecting on a lot of passes here tonight. Is again, Southeast Polk with the same issues right now. The turf is wet, so the ball hits different. It's very windy outside, and the Jags with a bunch of new substitutions coming in, as Brecken Allen checks into the game, as well as Ty Sexton. Got Lucas De La Cuba. And Brock Brazeau. I think I got all 4 guys. I just checked in.
Mujakovic, did you get him? Yeah.
I did not get
14,
Mujakovic.
yeah, Mujakovic, 14 came in.
That wind is whipping outside. Hear the whistle. Whew.
That bird just about got blown onto the ground from flying around.
Brazeau sends one through. They try the quick touch to the middle, and Southeast Polk takes it away. Now the Rams, the Rams haven't they threatened a lot early on, and it's been a while now since they've had the ball down on the offensive end. Jags spinning one out here to Rush. Rush back to the middle of Brazeau. Back to Rush. Trying to set things up here and buy some angles, but Southeast Polk's defense has really converged towards the middle of the field. I think our wind has shifted on us a little bit too, Austin.
I think it has.
Oh, they snuck one through over here to Rush. See what the Jaguars can do. Field getting a little bit condensed. They slide
nice
one through.
ball.
Opportunity here and knocked out. I thought they were going to get one through to Mujakovic. Just over 7 minutes to play in this first half. The Jaguars with a goal by E.J. Don in the 14th minute. They lead 1-0. De La Cuba once again.
Well, these guys are messing with us because Maddox Rash got replaced by Max Rush. I don't know if he could have too close of any. It's exactly the same position. There was a nice ball.
Can't quite get there. Big save by Arafa. What a reaction by Samer Arafa.
And that was Brock Brazeau with those shiny red shoes, flopping that ball in there, and almost was a great connection between the two. But you can see Arafa's athleticism back there for sure. He was ready for that ball.
Battle for the ball at midfield. Jags, looks like Nithang took it away initially, and then Southeast Polk takes it back.
Nice move on the outside. Got him some space.
Back to the middle, opportunity there, and knocked out. And Brecken Allen, whose dad may be at halftime tuning in to see how things are going, as the head coach, Chris Allen, is his father of the girls soccer team here for Centennial, ranked 3rd in the state right now, and they have a very, very promising path in the postseason coming up as well. Jags going to try to add another one here in the closing minutes of the first half. Taken away. That was Sibley, I believe, that took it away from Polk. Good touch over here to Allen. Brecken shows off some wheels, sends one ahead. Everybody on sides for the Jaguars, and it gets a little bit too far in front as Arafa comes back out once again to take the ball. Long kick for Arafa. Touch coming back to Brazeau. You mentioned he's got a nice touch on what he can do to distribute there from his midfielder spot.
Son of a soccer coach as well. His father has been coaching for years on the girls' side for the club teams here in town.
It's crazy how that can work. When you grow up around the sport,
yep,
you can end up being pretty darn good. Jags send one way over into the bench.
I think his father coaches for Iowa United, I believe, or I think that's club where he's at.
Southeast Polk to take the throw in here.
Sporting Iowa. Sporting Iowa is where he
gotcha.
coaches at. Yes, my apologies.
Luna tosses that one in, but Brazeau takes it right away. Ooh, 50-50 ball, and everybody goes away from it. Jags dodge a little bit of a bullet right there with a miscommunication on the defensive end. Back to the middle, Brazeau taken down, and Jags will get a kick from 15 yards shy of midfield. Under 4 to play in the first half. Tried to sneak one through to Rash. It ends up working out in the Jags' favor, I thought, and then Southeast Polk takes it away. Stop and go move on the far side from Sam Wilson. as he pushes it up the right side. Sends one back to the middle on the run there, and Kruger comes out to take it away. Clears everybody away, and you hear Kruger's voice echo through the whole stadium.
Yeah,
he communicates with everybody out there.
Pretty good quality to have as a freshman. He's going to be a good asset for the Jags for the next 4 years, for sure.
Allen, a little stop and go move, and he sends it over to the far side for the Jags and tripped over there. It's been a very cleanly played game tonight. Not many fouls called as far as physicality.
Nothing egregious for sure.
That ball I thought was going to the Jags, but he just called it out of bounds.
Well, he signaled it. He
did
definitely
initially.
signaled it. Yeah, he definitely signaled the other way, but apparently his AR overruled him. I can't see how he overruled him from the far side of the field where he's at, but looked like the center ref had a pretty decent look at it. There's a questionable throw in there on the toss. Kind of did a little side toss there. You usually have to come right over the top of the head for those. 2 minutes left to go here in the first half. I know Jags would love to put another tally on the board if they could get one here.
Jags spreading out. Long pass across the field. Back to the middle and connecting on the inside with Allen. He's going to restart things. Back to the middle. Duax tries to send one all the way over here to Rush. Rush with minute 40 to go. Allen takes a big kick, bends it back towards the inside, and it just goes off the foot. Is that De La Cuba that it went off the foot of and then picked out of there by Arafa? Knuckleball up in the air. Plucked out of the air by Rash. And now coming through is De La Cuba. He's got some open space. Slides one
nice
through
ball.
on the run and just out too far in front of Duax.
About as good of a weighted ball as they could have had there is Duax almost got a touch on that. Would have been a for sure goal there as he was set right in front of the goalkeeper. Would have taken it either way and probably easily scored a goal, but just a half a step too far. But great look from De La Cuba.
Little battle here with just over half a minute to play in the first half. Jags one more chance here to drive one down. Sexton. Back in Werdehoff, sends one ahead. Allen. Opportunity for a throw in here now with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Southeast Polk trying to substitute a couple players in and use up the rest of this half right now. Everybody looks a little colder than they've looked the last couple weeks at these soccer games. And that'll do it. At the end of the first half, the Jaguars, a goal by E.J. Don in the 14th minute. And that's why we are where we are right now. Time for a halftime break, and we'll be back here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
We're here at US Cellular, Frost Days, where our customers get exclusive deals just for them.
It's like we got our own special club.
Should we show them?
Get $1,200 off any phone plus $500 off any tablet. Us days at US Cellular.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Rush Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Dear cable internet, I've met someone I can rely on, who moves my speed and is okay with how much I work. I'm sorry, but US Cellular Home Internet and I just have a stronger connection.
Get connected with US Cellular's home internet for just $39.99 when bundled with a wireless plan, plus a 3-year price lock guarantee. US Cellular, built for us.
Our phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic, don't you think? Ugh, I love this song so much.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Look, here's a phone company who wants us to use our phones less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
It's a free ride, but I already paid.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
Phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic, don't you think?
We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu.
We can't watch something without also watching something else.
Ironic.
Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
Traffic jam. Ugh, and I'm already late.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
We're here at US Cellular, Frost Days, where our customers get exclusive deals just for them.
It's like we got our own special club.
Should we show them?
Get $1,200 off any phone plus $500 off any tablet. Us Days at US Cellular.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Rush Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Dear cable internet, I've met someone I can rely on, who moves my speed and is okay with how much I work. I'm sorry, but US Cellular Home Internet and I just have a stronger connection.
Get connected with US Cellular's home internet for just $39.99 when bundled with a wireless plan, plus a 3-year price lock guarantee. US Cellular, built for us.
Welcome back to half number 2 here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. Andy Pollock, Austin Oliver with the Jaguars, leading 1-0 here as we get set to go with the second half. Austin, a fun breakaway goal for the senior E.J. Don on his final regular season home game here at, I guess we can't say at Ankeny Centennial. It's tonight at Northview Stadium, but Centennial's home field, and a memorable first goal there for E.J. Don.
Absolutely. It looked really good. Did a nice job of being calm under the pressure of the goalkeeper coming out and making have the timing right to make a good decision to put that into the back of the goal.
Very calm move for him. In fact, if you're watching on YouTube, which is the only way to watch at the moment, you can go back and see that. It happened in the 14th minute of the first half. That'll be the next edition here. As we got the cameras now, the next edition will be the instant replay as we look to add something like that down the road as well. Jaguars, though, coming back out. It looks like they're going to start the second half with the same lineup they had at the end of the first half, or very similar anyway. Jaguars again in their home black, and they will get the throw in here right away with Mason Goebel.
Good energy right off the first half kickoff, second half kickoff for Mujakovic.
Ooh, little opportunity there coming around the edge. Duax, it grabs it.
Yeah, he's going to take that around the corner there and just loses a little bit off from his foot.
Kind of ran out of room here on near sideline. Little side spin on that ball coming off the hand. Southeast Polk trying to run one through, and big run over on the far side for Sam Wilson, who stayed in the game. Jags going to distribute here on the defensive side of things. Down on the south side tonight, Ankeny girls have found some offense tonight. They have been outstanding on defense this year, but with some injuries have had a tough time putting the ball in the back of the net. And no issues tonight. Last I checked, they were up 4-0 on Urbandale. Austin, you've watched Ankeny play a lot this year, girls and boys, but that girls team, that defense is something special. But they just had some struggles finding that goal.
Yeah, it's a prototypical Ankeny Hawk Southside, kind of modus operandi. Is having a good, solid defense and having just enough offense to be able to win a 1 or 2 goal game. So, Allie Mackey in the midfield there has been their big goal scorer, and that standout player is going to be going to Iowa next year. So that's where most of the offenses have run, either with her actually scoring the goals or her distributing the goals out there. So got an injury on the field here.
Yeah, Duax took a shot to the shins, and he's going to limp back into this one. It's one of those shake it off type moments again. As he signals to his dad that he's okay. Jags, they're going to stop the clock here as Duax tries to stomp this one out. I think these guys are wearing very little in the way of shin guards anymore. They've got something in there, but very little as far as protection. I think that he just absolutely took a shot to that left shin as he tries to shake that out. It might have been the calf. It's tough to tell right now.
I don't know what the referee was really saying to him, other than he might have been giving him some time to maybe. Sometimes they'll come over with baseball, where they'll maybe just talk to them for a second, just to give them a second to react. Back on the backside, there's a goal!
On the backside, that is Mujakovic. Snuck it through, and I didn't even see I wasn't even paying attention to who had the kick right now.
That
the
was
Jags
Brazeau, I think.
With the celebration.
I think it was Brazeau as they.
Mujakovic, though, put it in, and the Jags now lead 2-0.
A beautifully placed ball there, and it just settled down, and Mujakovic was making a run and on the back post and was able to put that one away. Looks like Duax is moving significantly better there now that he's seen that goal go in.
Crazy how much that can help you again feel better, right?
Yep.
I'm going to go back and check the replay right now because I did not see who had the assist.
There's Duax right now. He's got a steal in his offensive zone. Screeches to a stop, sends it to that far post, and nobody's there. And the Rams are able to knock that one out.
It was Brazeau that got the assist.
I was pretty sure it was Brazeau.
Usually that'd be a kick that Duax takes.
Yep, absolutely.
They're giving him the extra breather after the injury.
Yeah, because the injury, the foul was because of the injury. The injury was the foul, so he had to walk that one off, and Brazeau was able to step up and just a beautifully weighted ball in there to that back post for Mujakovic to just put that one away with some authority.
As that ball battle for it on the corner, very physical play. That's some of the most physical play we've seen tonight, and I think someone's going to get a yellow card.
Interesting.
I think something was said by Skinner as he gets a yellow card. Something was said during the physical play down there. I didn't think there was anything egregious in the physical play, but Skinner's told right away by his coaches to go get on the bench. You already got your first yellow. You don't need a second and get kicked out of the game, especially with the postseason coming up here soon.
Jacob Lucy, the Southeast Polk coach, talking it over with the center referee. That center referee still giving that Southeast Polk bench a look there. He was looking for their substitution to come in. So
that was Brazeau's 6th assist of the year, and Mujakovic got his 6th goal of the year. Excuse me, 3rd goal of the year.
Yep, 3rd goal. Yep. I I tell you what, I would not want to be heading the ball on a night like tonight.
It's got to feel like a rock
These guys
coming
are
at
nuts.
your head, right?
Yeah, it was Ezra Mugabe, I think, that jumped up and knocked that one out of there, and I'm like, holy cow.
Fearless. They're a lot younger than we are, Austin.
Yeah, I guess.
Jags on the attack once again. Sending that one in the middle. Comes across. Good look for Allen over here. He makes a quick
Nice
move.
move.
Allen sneaks through. Allen to the far corner. Just a little bit wide for Brecken Allen.
Had the goalkeeper beat, but just a little bit too hard on that angle. And trickles harmlessly out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Rams.
Just as it got flatter, it made things very difficult. He was going to have to get a lot of English on that ball to put it in. And very close for Brecken Allen.
But a nice move to get freed up there on the baseline there to get that shot even off at all.
And that goes out of bounds, so the Jags will chuck this one in once again. Crowd has thinned out a little bit. We had a really nice crowd here earlier tonight as things got started.
And I feel for those Southeast Polk Rams over there on the other side. I would have probably come over here.
Yeah,
and
we usually don't
camped
see a
out
whole
over
lot.
here, regardless of home side or away side. But they're bearing the brunt of the wind over there for sure. Couple touches here by the Rams. They try to build up from the back, send it out of bounds. It'll be another throw in for the Jags on the far side. Send it back to the back line of the Jaguars. They're going to settle that one down. I really don't think Kruger's touched the ball here in the second half through the first 16 minutes, or the first 6 minutes of the second half. As Duax gets the ball, gets it back into Bujakovic. Bujakovic's going to take another shot there, but it goes right into the defender's legs. And Southeast Polk settles down, but Duax has a steal. Duax to Goebel, Goebel to Duax, and Duax gets it taken off of his foot. Nice defensive play for number 24. That's Logan Gibson, the senior midfielder. And then the Jags get it right back. Almost a handball there by Allen, but he gets away with it. Duax with a nice touch, one-timer there. Goes right off the defender. Carson Holmes in the right spot to the defensive back line there as Duax is looking to take a quick shot. And it'll be a throw-in for the Rams on the far side of the field. Throw-in for the Rams. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in back for the Jags now.
Southeast Polk trying to get on the attack. And early on in tonight's game, Southeast Polk had a lot of opportunities. They were really, and I didn't see the adjustment that the Jaguars made. It's what they did to really prevent that from happening. But Kruger's not been tested really in the last 20 minutes of play.
And I don't think in the second half here, we're just 8 minutes into the second half, but I don't think he's even touched the ball yet this half.
Which is a Jaguar. That's exactly what you want.
Duax down the lines, kicked out of bounds by number 17 for the Rams. That's Caden Platt. Says he wants nothing to do with Duax there, one-on-one on the far side, so he just takes it right out of bounds. Duax has about 3 defenders meet up on him there. And
he gets so much attention.
He does.
Hey, Duax.
With the pedigree that he's got, his brother was a prolific goal scorer here. His early club years at FC Dallas at their youth program, he's been widely known. I think last year was his first year actually playing for the high school team.
Yes, got a chance to play with his brother a little bit to end
for that last of the year.
And, you know, this year he's not obviously double digits goal scorer, but you know, been called upon to do a lot more and distribute a lot more, and he's drawn a lot of attention being a team player. He
Nice
keeps
play
that one
there.
in. What a move by Duex! Slides that one ahead with some English on it. He tried to curl it back in to Mujakovic, and a great touch by Duex to. I mean, I'm a baseball guy. He threw a screwball in there to Mujakovic.
And it almost was a beautiful pass there, and I think Mujakovic was kind of surprised that it was coming to him. It looked like a shot on goal, at least initially, but that was exactly what Duex was trying to do.
Ball snuck ahead, and, Austin, I'm just thinking back. I think you and I were both here. Did you do the Ankeny and Dowling game here to start the year that night?
Yep.
I feel the weather feels very similar.
It does. It does. That's why I said
first game of the year that we did. We were absolutely spoiled the last couple weeks. Ooh, Jags reach out. Looked like Allen grabbed on to Pete Green, and Southeast Polk with a set piece now as they're going to line things up for Jackson Payton to take a shot at the goal.
Referee reached into his pocket there. He just pulled out his little spray to see where the ball was going to go. They're going to set up a four-man wall here, but I thought he was going to give a card there. I thought that was going to be a pretty aggressive card, but I don't feel for those guys in the wall tonight at all.
Payton lines up here, bends one over the top, and he does not get that thing bent through. In fact, he sends that all the way over to the ticket counter, and that may end up rolling to, what's even over there? The sports page.
Yeah.
Got my directions wrong. Sports page is over that one.
Yeah, probably end up in the parking lot of Sonic.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, Jags have done a nice job because Skinner we really haven't had to call Skinner's name very much. He had those two little opportunities in the first half off of the throw-ins, but ever since then we've really not called his name hardly at all. So I think that's exactly the way that the Jags would like to keep it for the rest of this match. As I don't think Skinner's even in there right now, so their leading goal scorer, I don't think he is.
And honestly, at this stage of the year, I mean, obviously you want to win, but if you got anybody that's got any sort of a bang up or an injury, that's something now is the opportunity to heal them up a little bit. You can almost take a 2-week break right now.
Because really, this game means nothing, right? The pairings have already been made. Nothing's going to switch around according to this game or the next game for that matter. So really, the important part of the year is done and over with, and nothing's really going to change no matter how this game turns out. I would think that a coach would want some momentum going into that tournament, and especially in that winning aspect.
When you mentioned the Jags won 4 out of 5, trying to make it 5 out of 6 here tonight, Southeast Polk on kind of a skid, looking to find some firm ground as they try to finish out the regular season on a high note. And they've had so many close games this year, 4 ties, and even their losses have been very, very close. Everybody on sides, they sneak that one through. And is that Kruger on the far side, and that's knocked out of bounds. I think that was Drew Kruger. My eyes are not great as it gets darker.
It is Drew Kruger. That was Drew Kruger, yep.
We've seen Kruger with some run-out goals this year. Might be time to head to the concession stand, Austin. As Nick Hoskins just informed the crowd that all the grill items are half off, so... Me and you got a date at the cabaret, though, after this. It's Friday night. Got some live music. We're heading there after. If anybody wants autographs, we'll be around. Karaoke night last night. Always a great place to celebrate Jaguar victories. Looking at the field right now, Charlie Heinz for Southeast Polk getting warmed up, wants to get in the game, but he's just bouncing around. He's trying to get warmed up in there. Southeast Polk with another set piece. Where's the ball?
It's right here.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
It's a deep one to set up a set piece, but he put the ball into play, put it in the right spot. So especially with the wind, I would have probably taken that short and had the second player run up a little bit and get a little bit better of an angle. But he actually did an excellent job of putting that ball in there.
So Southeast Polk again now on the throw-in. And as they shift the field, it's with Jacob Walls looks in, and the ball's out of bounds once again. And Kruger knocks this one over to the near side. You know, Goebel is a guy that he's played a lot throughout the course of the year. I haven't heard his name as much tonight, but Mason Goebel's been a key part of this Jaguar success this season.
Well, the defenders are always kind of the unsung heroes. They're not going to get their name called, really, unless they make a mistake. If they are playing well, you won't hear their name at all, and so they don't get the pomp and circumstance of a forward or an attacking midfielder. But their impact on the game is just as strong as any of those forwards or offensive players. Yeah, we could be looking at, it looks like Duax has taken a seat here. Has been one of the substitutions, so that could be kind of a remedy of what you were talking about earlier, Andy, of, you know, making sure these players are fresh for the tournament that's coming up. So Duax is getting a chance to sit down, and with that 2-score lead, they're going to milk that as much as they can and probably try to rest some of these players. Even though they got that 10-day rest, Duax has been knocked around pretty good this whole game. So,
and there's not much of a break for these guys from club to. There's just not a break really at all. So this is a great opportunity to just get guys healthy, and you want to be at full strength when that tournament run opportunity comes. Jaguars take that one away as Sexton knocks it across to the far side of the field. And, you know, we haven't seen opposing fans use those visitors' bleachers this year. A lot of times they'll sit over here, and you mentioned earlier, I'm not sure tonight's the night to break in those bleachers for soccer, other than the Derby this year when Ankeny was the host. Centennial fans sat over there, as usually happens for that matchup. But the first time this year we've seen the opposing team sit over there, and they have they're bundled up for sure. They've had that rain blowing in their face for a while as well.
So Centennial played all their games here this year?
No, but there's been some between Ankeny and Centennial. It's not unique to have a game here right now.
Exactly.
Brecken Allen zigs and zags out.
I drove over to the wrong place today. I went over to the high school and realized as I drove in that I saw the rolls
pile
of dirt and the rolls of turf there. So I abruptly thought he did say Northview, and I just didn't really pay attention. So.
Well, I'm glad you thought that, because I had a daughter who sees that field every day that was surprised that the game wasn't going to be held there.
Interesting.
Says that I told her Centennial, but she got to the right place tonight.
I wouldn't know
when you have a kid that goes there, you assume they know that the field's tore up.
That's true.
And she claims to have text messages from me saying that too, but I'm not sure how that all works out.
She has receipts, you say?
I think that's what the kids say right now.
They say that, yeah.
Jags on the attack once again. Ooh, nice slide move in through there, but taken out. Now Southeast Polk on the attack. Drives it ahead, opportunity, but Kruger comes out. One of the few touches that Will Kruger has had in this second half, and you talked about it, that defensive backfield for the Jaguars has been outstanding, and really it starts in the midfield, because that ball has not been down in the attacking zone for Polk much at all.
No, they've controlled the midfield here in the second half for sure. And I think probably, as you called out in the first half, I think the advantage of the wind went to Southeast Polk in the first half. That's kind of flipped here in the second half.
Southeast Polk bringing in some substitutions. Preston Kirstein, sophomore defender, checks into the game. Long kick through, and now with 22 minutes left to go, Jags not in preservation mode yet. They're still going to be attacking, but you're certainly in no rush to make anything happen right now.
Yeah, I think those substitutions for the Rams kind of signaled maybe a little bit of a white flag there that they're. I don't think any of those players that they mentioned had played in the first half at all, so could be a little bit of a white flag here as Brazeau, nice little move around the edge.
Slides one through to Mujakovic. And it's going to be a little extra contact there. Jaguars, a little miscommunication between Allen and Mujakovic. Southeast Polk will take the free kick here with Luna as he patiently waits for Drew Kruger to set up 10 yards away. Long kick sent ahead and headed out of there by Brazeau. Battle in front of the goal, working their way through, and that is an offsides as Charlie Fisher had stuck behind the defense on the kick.
But Kruger was there nonetheless to get a good stop on that one either way.
That first half was a highlight reel of a first half tonight for Will Kruger.
Yeah, it very easily could be 2-2 right now. In all
Easily,
reality, from
2-3.
Yeah,
even at
from the
point.
shots that he saved.
Jag sending this one ahead to Goebel. He's going to have to try to get to his left foot and can't quite do it. Allen sends one back to the middle as Mujakovic tries to heel it back and can't quite do it, and the Jags will have to reset things. Cycle back through the back end of things. Halfway through the second half, Jaguars firmly in control at the moment. Long ball. How did he keep that in? That did. Okay, it did go out of bounds on the far side.
On the sub there coming in, we got Brian Torillo coming in to the game for the Rams. They should allow him to come in. Yeah, there they go. They'll be coming in for Tyler Hegg. He taking a seat, 22.
Hearts of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution is no rush there for some more clock to tick off. Southeast Polk takes a throw in, and it's knocked out of there by the Jags. Another opportunity. I think that went out of bounds on the sideline and not. No, it is. I think he pointed to a corner kick, didn't he?
Nope, throw in.
No, it is a throw in. Okay.
He was acting like he was walking down there for a corner kick.
That corner gets a little dark.
It does.
Jags now trying in transition.
Nice little
Put some
counter
things
attack.
together. Kruger keeps it in bounds. This is Drew Kruger. Little
Nice
dead leg
move
there as he
inside.
cuts it back to the middle. Kruger cycles things through, and it's taken away. Tried to connect in the middle with Ridlin. Jags take it back.
Brazeau hanging back there, playing some defensive midfielder there. Does a nice job of forwarding that counter attack for the Rams. And it goes out of bounds off of the Rams. It'll be a throw in for the Jags on the far side. It'll be mass substitutions here for the Jags.
Yeah, Jags going to put E.J. Don, who had a goal tonight. He comes back in the game. Caleb Murray checks back in as well.
Bayunda coming back in.
Yep. Kai Bayunda. Instant offense, Kai Bayunda.
And then Zachary Clark, number 12, and he may be in for the first time in the game.
Yeah, I've
there.
not
I don't
seen
think
Clark play, at least that I can remember this year. So good for him to get some minutes tonight.
And then it's the rest of the starting lineup that's back in again from earlier.
Here's Brecken Allen. Allen tries to connect with Clark. Allen sends one through, trying to get it through to Don. A quick touch back out to Sexton. We got leaves blowing onto the floor. Where are they becoming from over top of us? Where are those coming from?
Feel like a little farm in Kansas, and they're waiting for the Wicked Witch to ride by on her broom here in a second here and see what's happening. Yeah. Dorothy's going to be clicking her heels at the end of this game, saying no place like home to get out of this weather.
For the kids watching tonight, that's a reference to Wizard of Oz that your great show Wicked was made after. Kind of a prequel.
Boy.
Oh, Southeast Polk not paying attention. Bayunda.
They got bailed out. They got bailed out.
my house, we are very patiently waiting for November to come around for that second Wicked movie to come out, as that first one is watched a lot, and the songs are sung daily is an understatement. It's a lot more often than that. When you got four girls, four girls and a dad who also appreciates, some musical theater, that's a lot of fun. Southeast
nice
Polk running
there.
through, but Kruger comes up and takes it away.
Yeah, Kruger's done a great job making decisions tonight. No mistakes on his part at all. He's been confident about any moves that he's made, and with the goalkeeper, that's one of the best traits they can have is, oh man, that's a hell of a kick there too. Holy cow.
Just boots that thing over the top. That wind, it was supposed to die down tonight, man.
There we go. Oh,
another opportunity, and Murray! That's not Murray, excuse me.
No,
that
it's Clark. It just got into the game. Who just got into the game?
Is that Clark?
It is. It's Zachary Clark, I think. Is it?
No, Clark just came in to celebrate.
It's Kruger.
Brazo.
It's Kruger.
Drew Kruger.
Yep.
Yes, it is. Drew Kruger puts another one in. That's 16 and 10 and 12 all look alike, and he starts the lawnmower down there as he drives through it, mows the field turf. But another goal for Drew Kruger, the one-timer.
But I tell you what, that was all about the effort by Bayunda and Don there that got that opportunity for Kruger to be able to clean that one up on the backside. They had pressured the goalkeeper and that back line and got it to the opportunity for Kruger to be able to pop in on that near side post to put that one away.
Jaguars with an offensive explosion here tonight, leading 3-0 with 15 and a half minutes left to go in this one. And most of the players on the roster have played as well tonight, which is huge here on senior night. A big collision between Brecken Allen and Sawyer Smithhart, and that will give the ball to Southeast Polk. It has cooled off in our press box quite a bit tonight, too.
It has.
We've got a heater, but the dad in me says we don't need to turn the heater on yet, Austin.
Well, I think you got to come out of this game. Coach Duax has got to feel pretty good. He's got Don scoring a great goal in the first half. He's got Kruger, just put that one in, but then Mujakovic scoring one as well. Not your number one goal scorers on the year by any means for the team. It's got to be really encouraging to be able to see some other people contribute.
Well, the Jags, they've been balanced throughout the year. I mean, they run the offense through Duax, but they've been very balanced. They beat number 6 Ames. I think Ames was even number 3 at the time, and they beat them without Duax in the lineup that night up at Ames. So it's, this is a team that they have a lot of weapons.
And that Ames one was kind of a beatdown, too, wasn't it?
It was not close.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it was 6-0 even.
Yeah.
And Ames is in the bracket they're the 1 seed in Centennial's bracket as we head into the postseason.
Yeah, Southeast Polk is playing with fire down there as they're feeling very comfortable down there, and it worked out for them in this situation.
Southeast Polk came in with a very good game.
Nice ball.
They sneak one ahead here for
Beautiful
Southeast Polk.
pass.
This is Trujillo. And nice defense by the Jags to come out and knock it away. Great hustle for the Jaguars.
But that was 13. Charlie Heinz that just slid that ball in there perfectly to give Turillo an opportunity to be able to run that one down. And but the back line defense for the Jags, they had 3 guys that were back, but by the time he was ready to take a shot, they were all right on top of him and completely shut that play down.
Mace Nithang with a hustle play got him from behind, and that was about the most threatening that Southeast Polk has been in the second half. Jaguars trying to go through in a big physical play as Sawyer Smithhart just runs over the Jaguar out on the field. Now Allen trying to make a run for it. Brecken Allen weaves back to the middle and taken out on a slide tackle. Murray comes in. Now Murray trying to make a run. Slides one ahead. Allen, and it's going to get knocked out of bounds. Jags will get the throw in.
Yeah, it has cooled down immensely here in the last 20 minutes.
I got to go to softball tomorrow morning. We'll see how that throw some screwballs in on the hands.
Oh, is that still staying in? That looks staying in?
No, the AR on the side had said earlier that it had gone out of bounds, but
looks like some wholesale changes here on both sides here.
Jag's going to have Mugabe as well as Jet Lovan, and who else is checking into the game? Ethan Sextro checking into the game as well. Southeast Polk also with a bunch of Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitutions. Jaguars, Southeast Polk, that's the Jaguars. No, Southeast Polk changes their goalkeeper as well. As Arafa comes out, Josh Sapp checks in now to play goalkeeper. Arafa just got caught in some bad situations tonight. He played very well, but just one main mistake for him when he came out. The other times was not much he could do about him.
Yep. Well, I mean, he had to make a decision on that play too. It just his back line just put him in a little bit of a bad pinch there, and they had to make a decision, and decision just did not work out for him in that situation.
Oh, I thought the Jags were going to make one. Don saves it though. Don pushes it ahead, weaves through everybody, shoots one from way out, and a little bit wide. Trying to sneak one down here to Sextro. 11 minutes left in this one. Jaguars, a fun night here on senior night.
Well, Caden Platt coming back into the game here as soon as Southeast Polk can get a ball out of bounds and going their way, going their direction.
Ooh, good opportunity here for Bayunda. Has a runner and couldn't quite sneak it through. He was trying to find Allen over here on the left side. Murray sticks a big foot in there and takes it back. Battle for the ball. It's going to go to the Jags, I believe. Actually, the AR on this side never pointed a direction.
Well, what am I trying to work with? Their kind of mandate is if they don't see it, they don't put a direction. So that way the AR or the center ref knows that they're going to have to be the one to make that call. So if they see it, they make the motion. If they don't see it, they'll just keep their arms down, and they'll let the center ref take over at that point to make the call.
Jags wouldn't mind putting another one on the board here once again is Don. Back to Bayunda. Bayunda weaves in and out. He's got a man over here on the left side. It's Allen. Look at that footwork by Brecken Allen.
Oh, he had a nice job there.
Here's Bayunda. Taken away. Jaguars have just possessed the ball in this second half. They have really limited the touches for Southeast Polk. Sneaks one ahead. It's knocked out, though, once again by the Jags. As Werdehoff. Jags on the attack. Trying to get Don to run one down. Battle for it. Southeast Polk takes it away. Murray pushes it over. Allen and taken away. Trying to get Sextro involved in the offense here is Brecken Allen showing off some quicks. Mugabe.
So where you got to go for softball tomorrow? Is it here in
We'll
town?
be in West Des Moines tomorrow at the Tiger Classic. 41st annual West Des Moines Tiger Classic. Got a little 10U action down there. We'll be there for a long time. Last game's at 6:30 tomorrow night.
Well, hopefully it warms up a little bit for you and this wind goes away.
Yeah, we might have to bring out those weather pods tomorrow.
Yeah.
Make those work for us. Great purchase for my wife a couple years ago on Mother's Day, although I might use it more than she does. I'll let her use it occasionally. EJ Don weaves in and out. Tries to make a move up, still on his feet.
Yeah, Don's had a good night at the forward position.
He's got a little burst to him as well.
Strong. He's strong on the ball. That was just a great example of kind of what we've seen tonight, is just able to shake off defenders and 50-50 balls. He's winning those and putting the other player on the ground in the process.
Well, and Southeast Polk this second half just has not had the opportunities that they had. There was something done by the Jaguars with about 10 minutes left in that first half that they've really, once they got the 1-0 lead, but then they just have dominated possessing the ball through the rest of the game and just not giving Southeast Polk any opportunities. Trying to sneak one through to Bayunda. And Sexton bullies his way in as well, and they said he was too physical about it. So with 6:20 to go, Southeast Polk will take the kick, and that wind is still whipping around outside. 50-50 ball gets knocked out of bounds. Southeast Polk will get the throw in. It's been all Jaguars tonight, starting in the 14th minute, when E.J. Don snuck behind the defense and got one around Southeast Polk's outstanding goalkeeper, Samer Arafa. In the 43rd minute, Alan Mujakovic off the assist from Bo Brazeau. And then Drew Murray added another one late, and that's why the Jaguars lead 3-0 right now. Austin, you've had a chance to see a lot of soccer throughout the course of this season. Any teams that are standing out? Or Valley, we talked about Valley being ranked #1, but they're certainly beatable. They're certainly, they've had teams play very close to them. It's a wide open postseason.
I really think it is. I mean, I think the dominant teams that we thought were going to be there have really, they played well, but everybody's played well, against them as well. I mean, I don't really see a ton of separation between those probably top 6 or 7 teams out there at all. So I think it's going to be a really interesting tournament coming up. I think anybody who's just been playing the best at that time is going to be the one that's going to be able to make a run. Somebody's going to get hot, and that's going to lead to a state championship, and it could be somebody kind of unlikely.
There's a lot of individual outstanding players out there as well. I think that's Pete Green that got injured there. Might have inadvertently taken a hand to the face. They called the trainer out for him, but he says he's all right. His trainer, Nate Welker, always willing to lend a hand. Has a quick chat with the Southeast Polk coaches, and they say, no, Green's fine. So we'll wait to start the clock here with 5:06 remaining. Official wants to come over, and he's talking with the Southeast Polk coaches. I'm not sure what about, but a 3-0 game with 5 minutes left. Whatever it is can probably wait.
I wondered if they had enough players on the field if they replaced him, but they did replace him. I think maybe the center ref just missed the substitution.
Long kick over the top, and Southeast Polk on the attack, knocked out of there.
Love to see the Jags keep a clean sheet here for Kruger and complete this game for him with a 0 on the board.
There's going to be some college highlight film sent out by Will Kruger after tonight. Jags get a chance. They try to get it ahead to Don once again, and Don ends up pushing over the defender. He tries to run it down, being very physical. E.J. Don once again. He looks like a tailback out there running around. Low center of gravity. Howling. Just over 4 minutes to play. This year have not been around for a whole lot of ties. I know you've seen a few more than I have this year, but the new rule in Iowa high school soccer is that there's no ties in boys or girls. It used to be you'd play a couple 10-minute periods and then have overtime, but now in line with the college rules and international rules, there is ties. And then in the postseason, though, we will go back to the normal rules. So see how many games end up going to that stage.
Yeah, the American in me just really doesn't like it, but I mean, it is what it is. just kind of anticlimactic, and
that's every game. Like I said, I've been a part of a handful this year that have ended in ties. It's just kind of like everybody just kind of looks at each other and walks off the field.
Yeah. So. I do understand the thought process on extending the game because it's wear and tear on everybody. It's wear and tear on the school staffs. It's wear and tear on the players. It's there's a lot going on when you add another 20 minutes to the game and then potentially a shootout. Could be a late night for a lot of these kids to drive back from a game. So my thought was maybe even just doing a quick shootout right at the end of the game.
Right away, go 5 and 5.
Go right to the game and I know hockey even keeps track now of regulation ties, and then they give that win in the post regulation if they do end up winning it, but you do get a point for making it to overtime. So I don't know.
Yeah, and there was no, as far as I know, there was no guidance or instruction given on how ties were really going to be treated this year as well. I think the conference, the CIML, did use a point system for determining conference champs, but the conference champs are really just bragging rights. It's a nice thing to say that you won, but that's about it. There's no auto bids or anything like that for the postseason. There are some cold fans out here tonight. I'm going to check the temperature right now, but we've got to be down in the 50s. We've got a wind advisory still in effect.
I would not be surprised if it's even in the 40s right now.
It feels like a 49 on May 16th. Whereas just yesterday, or 2 days ago, it was 86. Welcome to Iowa.
Yep. Nice move there in the midfield.
Jags again sending one ahead. Don can't quite sneak through. Is coming out of the goal with Sapp to get it.
Don almost made it happen again. It was very similar to the play earlier in the game.
Very similar, yes.
And 17, that center back, kind of boxed out on Don, and he just got a little bit of him as he tried to come around, and that was enough to put the timing in the favor of the goalkeeper, but it was very, very close to being a repeat of the first goal of the game.
Freshman Will Kruger, 65 seconds away from another clean sheet. Trying to preserve that right now as he's had another outstanding night. Jags, you may see the Jags just kind of let these balls go all the way out like that. No rush to get a ball in right now.
Kruger was probably like, ball boy, don't be so on top of things here.
Why are you here ready for me?
Go get the other ball for me, and we'll just throw that one in. But
long kick over here goes out of bounds again. Oh no, it did go out of bounds, and long ball sent down the field.
There's some time saving there. Clark jacks that one down all the way down the field.
20 seconds to go. Jaguars ready to finish this one out.
Kruger wanted that ball too. He wanted to lay down on that ball, but they keep it in play.
Jaguars going to improve to 12-5 on the season. Southeast Polk drops to 5-8-4, a 3-0 victory for the Jaguars here tonight. Austin Oliver, as always, it's been fun. Want to thank Ellie and Josie and Lexi for helping out tonight and playing with our new toys and getting a good picture out there for you as well. Be sure to stay tuned and follow the Jags postseason run as it will start, I believe I said 10 days from tonight as the Jaguars will host Marshalltown. This has been another big Jaguar victory on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. Let's all head to the cabaret and celebrate. Good night, everybody.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.